And yes, Hershey Hawkins and Gary Payton is over Gail Goodrich and West. I don't go by the championships, and the only reason Goodrich and West made this joint is because both of them Hall of Famers. I ain't get a chance to see them. Y'all know how I feel about repairing homage. That's my college educated way of not homage to the old school. So I had to give it up to them, and they both Hall of Famers. And Hershey Hawkins is in the HRAP-B end of the bench Hall of Fame, and Gary Payton, he up for bidding this week. All you have to do is either be left-handed from Chicago or a real good ball player. When you left-handed or from Chicago, you get in automatically, and if everybody else got to wait their turn. Jordan in the end of the bench and all that. LeBron already in, Kareem already in, but if you shaky, you can get in just by being from Chicago, the Chicagoland area. Even though hold on a second, he ain't in yet. He on the second bill and bill, they still waiting. But Hershey Hawkins went to my high school, so he got in on that. When he got his diploma, end of the bench was the thing that was going to happen years later, but he got in that day. So, with that being said, me being silly, and I'm enjoying this as usual. But those are the three: West, Goodrich, Payton, Hawkins, and Bryant and Fisher. They played together too long. When Fisher left, they fell off. When he came back, they got back. So that's how Fisher and Kobe got on the list. And Jordan ain't on this list, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I wish Big L was in here so I could say Scottie Pippen ain't good. And if he listening, good. Scottie Pippen ain't good either. Even though I don't believe that, I just want to get under Big L's nerves because he's the king of the trolls. Now, with that being said, let me go to my picks, man. We already know this Colts Houston game is looking like a bedrubbing, an ass whooping, a dragging, a dental appointment waiting to happen because they're getting their teeth kicked in. But needless to say, Deshaun Watson is my second favorite quarterback in the league behind the homie Jameis Winston. So everybody know me, know I picked them to beat the Colts. Joe from Houston, fuck your couch, nigga. But I know Joe picked the Colts. That's his team. And then I'm going to go with the Seattle Seabags, even though the Seattle Seahawks used to be the one of the top rivals of my Raiders when they were in the AFC West. And if you're a real sports fan, you knew that the Seattle Seahawks used to be in the AFC West. They weren't always in the NFC West. So don't even try. You ain't real. You meant H-Rock. Keep it real. And I'm going with them over Dallas because Jason Garrett is 38.5% mentally disabled, or whoever told me how to say the word instead of retarded. I am. Y'all have to work with me. I'm going to keep saying retarded. Then I got the LA Chargers over the Ravens, which is perplexing me because I'm rooting for both sides. I'm rooting for the LA Chargers because they got a black coach. I'm biased. So what? I mean, mainstream media biased. Why you bet? Why H-Rock can't be biased? And then I got the Ravens with Lamar Jackson, and we know he's black. And I got I'm still perplexed right there. But all kidding aside, I'm going to go with the Ravens. The reason I'm going with the Ravens is because my man Phillip Rivers, I would have picked Phillip Rivers first in that draft years ago. I would have picked him first. If it would have been me, he went first in that draft. And with that being said, I think he better than Eli and Ben, but his arm ain't what it used to be. The anticipatory throws ain't going to cut it in the playoffs. I think that's a very big reason why my main man, Phillip Rivers, ain't never won anything. And because they got them hounds in Baltimore, I think my man Phillip Rivers is going down like a hooker with $50 in her face. He's going down. And we all know the Eagles will not beat the Chicago Bears. Bear down, Chicago Bears. And don't nobody else in the history of the city know anything Bears. Dun, 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 dun. That's all people in Chicago know. Ask any Chicago Bears fan to sing anything past Bear down, Chicago Bears, they're going to be confused. So the reason I don't think the Philadelphia Eagles will be able to beat the Chicago Bears in Chicago has nothing to do with the weather. It has everything to do with Nick Foles' goal. Nick Foles is a very good backup quarterback. Nick Foles, he has a great deficiency, and that is the intermediate throw. Nick Foles throws a great deep ball to Alshon Jeffrey. he throws a great short ball to Darren Sproles. But his intermediate, and that's where the Bears allow you to throw the ball, is going to lead to his demise. He is not going to have the time or the accuracy to do that. So Nick Foles is going down. The greatest, I'm sorry, I'm rooting against your Cowboys. I don't think your coach is sufficient enough. And as I said, the greatest is in the building, y'all. The greatest from South Central. That's a dope ass man. Y'all got some dope ass names. Greatest from South Central, Chief Rocker, Jersey Vern. That's some dope names. Angry Black Man. Hey, Angry Black Man. Thanks for taking that moniker from me, because people like Joe from Houston, Big Illinois, the people from my family always call me Angry Black Man, and they didn't mean it in a kind way. They thought I was Angry Man from mine. Sit your ass down. And so, the greatest, I'm sorry, I'm not rooting against your team. I just don't think your coach has the chops to win that game. Hopefully, either you or Houston, your team in Houston, will pick up my main man Jim Caldwell, and my man said that sounds like a you problem, but I forgive you. Thank you, the greatest. Thank you, brother. But I don't think Nick Foles is going to be able to beat the Bears because he don't have the chops. See, when you're looking at the Atlanta Falcons, they too stupid to just run the football and take advantage of those demons that they had on defense. And if they'd ran the football in the red zone last year, Nick Foles couldn't have beat them. Bad coaching by the Falcons. The Minnesota Vikings, they had Case Keenum, case closed, and they got Trick Trubisky in Chicago. But this coach is smart enough to run the football. You run to win, you throw to score. I'm going to say that again for y'all, man. You run to win, you throw to score. Shout out to my old coach, Jimmy, as we used to call him, Jimmy Football Fields. Holla at your boy. So those are my picks. I could be wrong. I'm definitely wrong on the first one. The Houston Texans are pulling Fruit of the Looms out of their colon right now. The Colts ain't playing no games. The great thing about the playoffs this year, tell me if I'm right or wrong, y'all. This is the first year in the history of the NFL playoffs, in my personal opinion, that every team in the tournament looks like they can win. And that's the beauty in football. This is why football, not the best, but as we say on the west side, the most goodest. This is why football is the most goodest. The west side of Chicago, we say pansies and we say most goodest. That's how we get out. But it's this on a serious note, this is dope as hell, even though I'm not really watching. Angry Black Man lifted his band. The only reason I really watch football is so I can talk about it intelligently. I don't really enjoy it anymore because I'm kind of pissed off at the white supremacists. But that's neither here nor there. We're not going to talk about what H-Rap want to talk about. We're going to talk about sports. But, yeah, man, I think it's super dope. The people in NBA, Mr. Burns' nephew, a.k.a. the commissioner of the NBA, he needs to take note of this and start hoping to, pushing for more player development in NBA, because if you went into the NBA playoffs and thought it was wide open, you know how dope that'd be? You know how much you would enjoy the National Basketball League if you didn't have a freaking clue who was going to win? If most of the teams in the tournament, you was like, man, anybody could win this. That's why the NFL is printing money, man. That's why the NFL is printing money. Whew. Now, looking at the way this next segment is called Foresight. Remember in the middle of the season when Frank Wright, author of two of the greatest comebacks in football history, University of Maryland coming back on the U, and Warren Moon choking his ass off and letting the Houston Oilers get defeated by the after being up 38-6, I think, get defeated by the Buffalo Bills with Frank Wright as quarterback of both of those teams. Everybody called the brother Frank Wright crazy. How crazy is he not? See, y'all, we have to, again, this is something I continue to preach on the End of the Bench podcast. Let's stop allowing mainstream media to dictate what our point of view is. it's not crazy to try to win. I understand. Look, you understand that when you try to win, a tie will help you in future playoff considerations. That goes without saying. No one's stupid enough to believe that a tie is what you really want. But with that being said, when you shoot for a tie, when you shoot for the win, you are telling your offense and or your defense, we in it to win it, man. We ain't trying to tie, and that's the way the coach did it. Note, Joe from Houston in the chat room, he can confirm this. That's when that team took off. When the coach said, hey, we here to win, I got y'all back. Whatever happens, let's do it. Andrew Luck went to the podium. He echoed those sentiments, and they went on to win 8 of the next 9 games. So you got to give it up to Frank Reich and the staff with the Indianapolis Colts. If you're smart, y'all will be telling Le'Veon Bell tampering and don't tell nobody. And get Le'Veon Bell down there and help dude. And then hopefully, if y'all get Le'Veon Bell, he could talk Andrew Luck into going to a barber and fixing that beard all down on his neck. Dude, you look like a caveman. You look like Captain Caveman. Cut it out, bro. You're better than you got $1 million in the bank. Cut it out. Look more gooder. That's some more West Side jogging. More gooder. But yeah, man. I'm gonna tell Andrew Luck again. Get shit together, bro. Get shit together. Now, this is part of the show from Tuesday when the internet failed me. AT&T KMA AT&T, because your boy was on the road. I was feeling good. I ain't got that energy that I had Tuesday, man, but I got good energy. But man, I was on the road, man. Angry Black Man, he's swinging on me again, man. His couch is about to be screwed again, but the NBA would never be wide open in the best of 7 series, barring injuries, and the best team will always win. The NFL manufactures parity by weighing the schedule and setting the salary cap structure to make it difficult to keep your team together for more than 3 to 4 years. The second part I totally agree with. The first part I agree with somewhat. Second part I totally agree with. But there's ways around that. This is how you know. I'm going to address Angry Black Man before I move on. Angry Black Man, this is why I disagree with a portion of your statement. If the NFL was truly about winning, this is, if you look, note to general managers, everybody but John Gruden, because I want you to get fired in a hurry and going back to the booth and get the hollering that Spider 2 Wide Banana thing. Maybe you can, I don't want to hear your ass no more. Fuck that. You just get fired and go on with that quarterback club shit you used to do. But I personally believe if you really want to win in the National Football League, even though the salary cap is skewed towards doing what you said do, but look at it this way, ABM. There are 129 Division I AA teams. FBS is what they call it now. You got Division II, Division III, and then the Rudy Poo leagues throughout the and then the best league is the SWAC. Come on, y'all know SWAC doing it. But now, if it was really about total parity, I believe, or if they wanted to improve it, you would draft a player, or a team should draft a player and be like, hey, Angry Black Man, Doc Bell, you are the 3rd round pick of the Chicago Heathens. You one of our best safety, one of the best rated safeties in the draft. This is what we're gonna do. We gonna make sure you the best player you can be. You may not finish your career here, but we want you to be the best player you can be. We're gonna coach you up, and we're gonna make sure you know everything you need to know to be a great safety. And then in the event, and just continue to draft in that manner and make sure you have people fundamentally sound. And if they move around, if they choose to be dumbasses and take less money so they can stay, again, dumbasses, or they can move around and make as much money as possible, you continue to have parity because it will always be somebody behind you being coached up to do your job. This is why I'm disappointed in all sports leagues, because it should be the next man up mentality. The Pittsburgh Steelers have done it for 40 years. The New England Patriots have done it the Pittsburgh Steelers have done it for 50 years. And other teams, the Cowboys did it for a very long time before Jerry Jones started feeling himself. And that's how you maintain league-wide parity. If you disagree with me, people, you have to look no further than the 80s Dallas Mavericks. The '80s Dallas Mavericks had Derek Harper,